You are now tuned in to Two Studs in a Pod with your host Blaze and Meech, a podcast with a novel perspective on life from a couple of super terrific uber dykes, but you can call us studs. Join us this week as we talk paranoid highs and the one thing that studs definitely don't do: cheat. Let's get to it. Meech, drop that beat. Welcome back, peeps. You already know it's that duo of everyday studs here to permeate your vibe with knowledge and nonsense of the stud kind, one episode at a time.
Okay.
But before we get down to business, Mish was really good.
Yo, what's good, pod peeps? Glad to be back for episode 2. I've been working a lot. I'm actually kind of working now. I have a lot going on at work. Trying to get shit done after hours cuz I'm in IT, so it's usually easier to do things when people are on their PCs. So that's been my week pretty much. That's about it. Didn't really get to do anything. Oh, I forgot to make the big announcement. I got my PS5.
Oh,
So yeah, I'll be stuck playing that all weekend. Got Miles Morales, so I'm excited about that. I also got an Xbox cuz I'm spoiled.
yeah.
So so yeah, I have those right next to my computer. So like when I'm on break at work or if it's slow, I just switch over and start playing that. So that's pretty much what I've been doing, what I've been up to. Nothing productive really. What you been up to?
I mean, working a lot still, even though it's lightened up a little. Excuse me, lightened up a little bit. Still working a lot. Working out in the yard. It's springtime, so it's about
Yeah.
time to start getting the yard ready for the summer, and had to rake up dead grass and
Oh
like
damn.
go around and do some housework, learning how to fix stucco and all that good stuff, and put up some shelves in the laundry room, which apparently I'm gonna have to change. But
Oh damn.
yes, hey, I did it. Okay, I went, I purchased them, I brought them back, I explained what the situation was with the space that we are utilizing for that situation, and so there. But but yeah, man. I mean, other than that, just stuff around the house, and uh, just can't wait until we can travel again. It's like even if
Yeah.
you get the vaccine, um, right? You still some places I found out yesterday that you still have
Yeah.
to get the test,
Yeah.
and that's
Nikki and I were actually talking about that because I wanted to travel, and she always plans my travel too.
yeah,
So I had to hit her up like, "Hey," and then she was like, "Yeah, you still gotta get the test." I was like, "Oh no, maybe
yeah,
let's not go there."
yeah. I'm like, if it was like a spit test or whatever, but apparently one either coming or going. I'm not clear on that, but one of the ways that
Yeah,
you have to get the
you gotta
nose
get the
thing, and
yeah,
I'm
you
like,
gotta get the
nah,
Q-tip. Nah,
nah, nah. That is uncomfortable just looking
yeah,
at. Okay,
yeah,
so I'm good on that. I don't like things going up my nose. Okay,
mm-mm.
so yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I may be from Miami, but that that does not that does not count. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, let's get down on some of our favorite Netflix picks, bestseller reads, or just some new things we have to pass along in green peas. So, I don't know about you, but I have been getting in a lot of Netflix time. Watched a ton of shows and movies. You know what's crazy? Did you watch Justice League?
No, actually, I haven't watched that yet.
Oh man, I think it was 4 hours long.
That's why I haven't watched it yet. It's
Yeah,
a whole bunch of talking, right? Like DC always wants to tell a story.
but I mean, it. Okay, so I'm a Marvel person, but Um, to be honest with you, the story of the first one, like the story of the cyborg, which obviously is the black guy, was
Mm-hmm.
kind of lacking in the first one. In the
Mm-hmm.
second one, it was way more flushed out. You know, it was better understand where he's coming from. You know,
Okay.
understand him as a character, which I thought was cool. But the thing about the movie, and I think I would have been okay with the 4 hours if it wouldn't have been 9 o'clock at night on
Oof.
like a Tuesday
Oh,
or whatever day it was.
what were you thinking?
No, that was Nikki. That was like
Oh,
we're all watching this movie. So we
oh
had
God.
it wasn't just us, right? We had um people here and
Mm.
she decides at 9 o'clock. So now we're all sitting there trying to stay awake because she's like a movie militant, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
making sure we stay up and watch this movie. I was like, yo, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I gotta get up and work tomorrow. This woman is crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
But
wouldn't have made
but it was pretty good. And we also I also caught the Concrete Cowboy with Idris Elba.
it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one was pretty. It's pretty interesting. It was it's set in Philadelphia. I didn't know that they rode horses in Philadelphia.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so that was something that I learned. Like they straight up real cowboys. So that was very interesting. They told the story very well. Did you watch the Biggie documentary? That's another thing that I
Oh
caught.
yeah, I did see that. Wifey and I watched that over the little hiatus that we took. That was pretty good, and it was cool because I didn't grow up in BK, but I'm here now, so like I know the neighborhoods and all that stuff that they were referencing, and it's not too far from where I am, so I was it was cool. Of course, it's Biggie, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for real. And we caught some show on HBO. I forget the name of it. It's like a competition thing. It has Meg the Stallion. It has all these ballroom dance houses. I don't know if I'm even saying that right, but it's the queens doing their thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that type of dancing, voguing, and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
you already know who had me watching that, but
Yep. That was definitely a Nikki pick.
oh, for real. But and we watched the
Wait,
whole season.
Dan. Oh God, wifey's gonna hear this, and then I'm gonna be watching that next weekend.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that bad, so there you go. Yeah, man. But it is what it is. Um, did you get into any good reads in our downtime?
Yeah, in the downtime, I watched. Oh my
Hmm.
God. So I was waiting on this book forever, and I might have mentioned it like before the break. Sister Soldier's book. She released like a follow up to The Coldest Winter Ever, which she released like I don't know how many years ago, maybe like 15 or more years ago. I remember reading it in high school, so I'm not gonna date myself, but
Ugh.
like that first book, it was so dope. Like everybody in high school was reading it. Like we were waiting for the follow ups, and she never did a follow up on this particular character. Like she did a
Mm.
follow up on other characters in the book. So finally, after like a whole lot of years, she releases this book, and I pre ordered it, and I was so excited to read it. And the book, like, was so disappointing.
Yeah, that's what I
Like
heard. Yeah,
it
yeah.
was terrible. I understood kind of where she wanted to go with the storyline,
Mhm.
but it shouldn't have been like the follow up. Like it should have been the third book, possibly. Because we haven't heard from this character in all these years. We need like to know what the hell she was going through, what happened, what was going on. None of that. We got none of that. We just got straight to the end, and it was just like, what are you talking about?
Mm.
So that was really disappointing reading. It was like it was long, and I was excited to read it, and I was reading it, and I just wanted to stop, but I had to finish it because I was like, it's got to turn around somewhere, and no, it didn't. So that was a disappointing read. And then I also read this book, Lucy. It was by a Caribbean author. Jamaica, I think Jamaica Kincaid is her name. It was actually released like a while ago, like maybe in like the 70s or 80s, but I came across it, and I've been reading that. I have like maybe like 20 minutes left in the book, but it's a pretty good book. So I'll add that to my list of reads. And then the last book I read was The Little Book of Talent, and I think it's like I don't know, like 40 tips or something like that to keep you motivated and stuff like that. I always got to throw one of those books in there to keep me going, keep me keep me
Motivated.
motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about it though. I'm gonna add those to the reading list I do for y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and jump into stew peas. Now, the last time you guys heard from us, it was that certain holiday,
Hmm.
420, baby. And the whole world knows that it's 420. I mean, even if you're not a fan of the magical plant that is Mary Jane. But I always see that meme that talks about 421 is National Drug Test Day. Trying to be funny, and make people extra paranoid, which supposedly weed already kind of supposed to do, right? But I mean, I feel personally that is only the case because of the legal situation.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, then nobody would care. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
straight up. But have you ever had a time where you can remember that you were like paranoid or freaked out while you were smoking?
Um. I do. I think I have a couple, but one that sticks out in particular to me is So I was with my homegirl, and like this like was my ace boon at the time. Like we used to chill all the time, be at her house all the time. Supposed to be like my best friend. Like we were a little bit more than friends, but nothing too crazy. But like I'm trusting her, whatever. So she tells me like pillow talk, like, oh, her homegirls, they put like crack in their weed.
What?
So I know that that's a thing. They call it
Yeah.
bunk out there in Miami or
Yeah.
wherever. I guess they do it everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, like I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So like this is just like pillow talk. So like the next weekend comes up and we supposed to go out with these people and they rolling up in her crib and everybody smoking. So like I'm like, oh, I don't want to smoke off of this shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if they're putting it in the weed I'm about to smoke. So I pull on it, but I didn't really inhale, right? Because it's like mad people. I don't look like a narc in front of them. So I'm like, oh, like I got asthma. I can't really smoke like that, whatever. So then my homegirl tries to throw me under the bus, and she's like, oh, can you talk while you smoke? Like trying to see if I'm holding the weed in my cheeks or if I
Mm.
actually inhaled it. And I was like, damn, like how you gonna? Like I felt like she was setting me up. You know what I mean? Like you just told me that they put crack in their weed, and now you trying to. So I was like, oh no, I was like, what are you talking? Like I don't know. I felt like she was setting me up, and I don't know if I was being paranoid because I was smoking earlier that day too. You know what I mean? Like you just smoke it. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I was paranoid or what, but that shit had me like I don't know, had me fucked up. I was like, okay, you're not really my real friend. You know what I mean? Like why would you try to be like, yo, can you talk while you smoke? Like, what?
What's that even mean? Like, who does
Yeah,
that?
I know. Like, I don't know. I assumed she was trying to see if like I was holding the smoke in my cheeks, like if I wasn't really smoking, like inhaling it. But I was like, you just sit here and told me that these motherfuckers put crack in their weed. Are you trying to get me to smoke crack? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like that shit was wild.
Crack is whack. Okay.
Mad whack. Whitney told me that, and then another time I had smoked the dudes from work, these two Jamaican dudes. And it was work. Everybody smoked at work. I think even the president of the company smoked. But like I don't know, like I was smoking at work and then I got back to my desk. I was like, oh shit, am I too high to be here? So like we had a gym in the office. I was like, let me go to the gym. So I was like, yeah, I'm high. What the
Yeah.
fuck am I go to the gym in the middle of the workday for no reason? Yeah. But shit, it happens. It's part of it.
Shit, you mentioned being being blitzed at work. Like you made me think about this time I started this job. Like this is probably one of the best jobs I ever had in my life. And anyway, I had just started working there, but like I had like a bunch of homies that kind of already worked there because I knew them from going out,
Mhm.
right? So, and from this other spot that we had worked, we worked that together, and then our paths met up again at this place. So whatever. So one of them was like, "Yo, let's go on lunch break." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I was with my homeboy, and he knew her too. So we were like, "All right, let's go on lunch break." Right? Like
Yeah.
everybody does it all the time. So we're literally like in the parking lot of this place, and
Yeah.
this place was a shopping plaza. It was in a shopping plaza, so it wasn't even like just a corporate parking lot. We're like, there's like a subway right there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like people are so, and like a Chili's is in the is in the parking
Oh
lot. So we
man.
like smoking in the parking lot and in the car. So we hop back, boxing in the whip or whatever. So then we get out and we like make our way back, and I make my way back to my desk. And next thing you know, my boss is like coming over to me and standing on top of me.
Oh
So of course
no.
I start freaking out, and I'm like, "Oh shit, this bitch knows." Fucking high. I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Oh shit, I'm about to get fired right now, right?"
Damn.
So she's standing over talking to me about some files, and I was paranoid because at the time where I worked at, like they were working on building a new area for us to move to because we had gotten too crowded. So I was sharing an office with somebody, right? So like this
Mhm.
old lady was in the back, and who I swear was racist, but she loved me, so I don't know. I'm in the front in this little desk at the time, and here's my boss like standing over me, and I'm like, oh shit, I probably smell like a fucking pound right now, like,
Just finished
and
hotbox in the car.
yo, for real. So now I'm fucking paranoid, I'm freaking, I'm bugging out, I'm just like smelling myself, I'm going to the bathroom. So then I go into this other, it was like a room that maybe would be like a room where the copy machines are in another office. Like people were working
Mhm.
in there because there was
Oh
like no
damn.
room. So I go in there, but I knew the people in there. They were cool. They knew me. You know what I'm saying? So I went there, I'm like, yo, y'all smell me right now? Y'all smell me right now? Like, let me know. Let me know. Do I fucking smell like let me know, do I smell like weed? They're looking at me like really be like, come on, y'all. Like, you serious right now? I'm like, yes, I am. I was
Damn.
like, yo, she was just on top of me, y'all. I gotta make sure, you know what I mean? But
Right.
nah, I was good. I was I was good. Which is such a contrast from this other job that I had, because the other job I had, I smoked with my boss. Like me and him
Oh.
would chill, we would hang out, and I had worked my way to a position where I didn't have to like it was at the telemarketing spot, so I didn't have to be on
Mhm.
the phones talking to people. But I was
Oh,
like a
okay.
supervisor, but I wasn't really doing shit. I was supposed to listen to
Yeah.
their calls to make sure that the
Supposed to
information was
keyword.
correct. I mean, I listened. I did my job. I
Yeah.
always do my job, but
Yeah.
it was like a shit. It was like a nothing
Yeah. It's
job. One thing about it
easy.
now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, they had put me in that spot. I looked up, got in that spot, and my boss was mad cool. So like even after work, like we would hang out, go out drinking, go to the strippy, all that shit. Like one of the first times I ever went to Vegas was with him.
Mm.
Actually, the first time I went to Vegas was with him.
Oh damn.
Vegas,
Vegas
the
the strip
club,
club.
not Vegas, not Vegas the place. Even though I have been to Vegas the place, but that
Yeah.
that wasn't this time. So me and him would be cool. Like he would actually get the trees, right? Get the trees, roll it up in the bathroom, and then he would take his break and go we this was another job in a shopping center. Shopping center. And this place had a Pizza Hut on the other side. So
Damn.
he and a Dunkin' Donut. So he would walk from where we were, our office, to the other side smoking, right?
Hmm.
And then walk back. And then when he would walk back, he would wrap the blunt or whatever we had at the
Mm.
time and wrap it up and then come and hand it to me. And it
Mm.
was my time to take a break.
Oh damn, y'all had it down pat.
Yo, for real. Like, and that's how it was. So that was that I never had to be paranoid then, but that at that other
Yeah.
job, yeah, it was definitely a paranoid situation. I mean, I think like this dude, him and I would have been cool, but he started like I don't know, he got caught up in his position or whatever.
Hmm.
and then he started like cheating on his wife.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and then using me as an excuse.
Oh no.
And I'm like, I mean, I don't know. It's ironically, I didn't like being used as an excuse, even though I've
Hmm.
done my own things or whatever. But yeah, yeah, that makes me think about this dude. What's that guy who was like swearing that he was perfect and then he got caught cheating?
Oh, that Derek. What's his name? Derek
Yes,
something.
yes, that Derek Jackson guy.
Yes.
Yes.
That fool.
What do you think about that situation?
I think like don't walk around like your shit don't stink, bruh.
Yo, facts.
Because it's gonna come back to bite you. I remember, yeah, that whole situation was wild. Like, I don't know, like
Speaking
how
of
you get
wild,
it.
my bad, but you just
Nah.
reminded me of this thing that I saw in the shade room. Right?
Mm.
They were like, uh, the post was like, there's something that the girl was asked to watch the kids
Hmm.
because her boyfriend, he had to go somewhere to deal with family, and the baby moms had to go to work, so she couldn't watch the kids.
Oh,
So they needed somebody to watch the kids, right?
yeah.
So homegirl was like, all right, I'll do it,
Hmm.
So she's watching their kids. Next thing you know, she gives a message to her phone. It's a picture of the two of them off on vacation
Yeah,
somewhere.
nah. I
Yo,
think I
that's
did
crazy,
see that.
right?
Shit is wild.
That's crazy, right? I mean, I don't know how I would react. I had a similar situation.
Oh
I
no.
was I was dating this chick and she worked at the strippy, right?
Hmm.
And one night she was like, she had to work, and so it was like an emergency thing. Like it wasn't her normal night, but something happened. She had to go in.
Right.
So, which sounds crazy because it's a strip club, but
Yeah.
if they say they need like dancers or whatever, I don't know. I guess at that time, like she had to go, so
Hmm.
that's what it was. But she left me with her son,
Oh no.
and I mean, I was kind of young at the time. I wasn't really like like a child person. I was a child myself, to be honest.
Right.
But anyway, I wasn't tripping. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a cold. It was a cooler night, so it must have been like during the holidays. So it was probably busy because it was cooler because she took my jacket with her, right?
Hmm.
So she takes my jacket or whatever, and then she's leaving. And it was kind of weird, like the car. It was a car I never really seen before, but I recognized some people inside the car, so I
Okay.
felt like she's going to work. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like it is what it is. So it still was like a little iffy though. But so whatever, the night goes by, and then some like a couple days go by, and I need to go somewhere. So I grab my jacket. So when I grabbed my jacket, you put your hands in the pocket, bruh. I pulled out two movie tickets, two
Oh
movie
no.
stubs from that night
Oh
when she had me
no.
watching. Yes, they went on a double date, bruh.
Damn.
Yes, that's what that
Bitches.
that's what that was. She wasn't going to work. She just took her bag with her to make it look like
Yeah.
she was going on a date with this cat that she met at the strippy at work.
Damn.
Yes,
That's wild.
yeah, that's crazy. That's still crazy.
Yo, that just made me think of something. These damn dances, right? So I was talking to this dancer and we went out South Beach, like an event or something. Like it was a group of us. And usually when I go out with people, like you come with us, you leave with us, unless it's like, something crazy happens. So we out chilling on the beach and she runs into this dude that she knows from work. Mind you, work is the strip club. And I think he offered her like a couple G's to go dance for him and his homeboy or something like that. And I was like, and she left. She dipped. She was like, yo, I gotta go. And I was like,
Mm,
oh wow, like that's
well,
crazy.
I mean,
Mm. Yeah, I was like, charge that to the game. But
for real.
I mean, technically it wasn't cheating because we weren't together, but that triggered the thought when you said that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have my one of my exes crazy cheat. Speaking of cheating, we were living together at the time, and where she lived, it was like close to the beach, so I would go jogging at night. So I could literally set my watch to what this girl does. Like she had a routine. Like I could probably tell you what she's doing right now. Um, because she didn't change up her routine. So all of a sudden one night she wanted to go out with some dude from work or something like that. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not about to stress her or whatever. So it just didn't sound right. Something didn't add up. So I was like, whatever, I'm gonna go for my jog. This is a couple hours later. And I go for my jog and I'm jogging down the block and I see her car parked in like this apartment complex. And I'm like, what? Like, I know homeboy from her job does not live over here in these expensive ass apartments. You know what I mean? So I go for my jog and I'm jogging back and I see some guy walking her out to her car. And so I was like, all right, she's gonna beat me home, obviously, because she's driving. She didn't see me. And then when I got back to the crib, I was just like, oh, how was the night, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, it was all right. But I think I packed up my shit like the next week and I just left. I was like, I don't do lies. That's so crazy. Then when I asked her about it, she was like, oh, I don't know. She gave me some bullshit story that's irrelevant to this podcast, but still, like, shit is wild. Bitches be cheating.
Hell yeah. It's like you made me think about this chick. This chick. So I had dated this chick. Whatever. We broke up, and I had already started. It was actually the day I moved in with my homie. Right. I moved in with my
Mm.
homie and her girlfriend. The three of us were gonna live in this place. We're gonna split rent.
Mm.
It was lovely. It was lovely too for a little while until the two of them took a turn for the worse. But
Yeah.
until then, it was lovely, right? Because them two like to cook and I like to eat. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
it was great. I had my own room and it was all it was lovely. Anyway, so the day we all moving into the spot. Now we broke. Remember, I was young. I didn't have no money. Right? We didn't have any money. It was all the money we had just to get this spot. So we used all our money to get into this spot. Didn't really have any money. She was about to return a bike that the girlfriend had bought. The girlfriend's family had money, but we didn't have money. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she had
Mm.
bought her a bike for her birthday. Never used the bike. Bike was mad expensive. So we were like, let's take the bike back, get the money, and go get some groceries. So that's how we was getting down. So we're taking. Oh, and the girlfriend worked at the place where the bike came from,
Oh, okay.
right? So whatever. Girlfriend is at work. Me and the homie are like, all right, let's return this thing after we done moved all these boxes and shit. Let's return this thing. So we take the bike to the store. As we're pulling up to the store, I see this whip, and I'm like, damn, that whip look familiar as fuck. But I ain't really thinking about it like that. The whip circles around, pulls up. Now, as we're getting to the front of the store, like, you know how you walking up to, like, it's a Sports Authority. So as you're walking up to the Sports
Right.
Authority, this car is coming in the front, like what would probably be a fire lane or some shit like that. And it's like slow creeping a little bit. And then I see a stud get out of the vehicle, the passenger
Mm.
side of the vehicle. And then I hear my name, but my name as a child would call my name, right?
Oh. Mm.
Because it is my ex and her son dropping off her new chick who she was swearing wasn't her chick to
What?
work.
The lies. Lies.
And the fear that got put in her heart when she realized she was now working with my best friend's girlfriend. Like it
Oh,
was my best
damn.
friend's girlfriend who worked there, and now she was dropping off. So my ex's new girlfriend was working with my best friend's current girlfriend at one point in time on some random ass shit. And so when I see homegirl and I'm like, oh, what you doing? Like, damn, that was quick. I'm like,
Right.
that was quick. So this must have already been going on. Like I was right. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, nah, that's just my homegirl. Her car broke down and is at my house. You
Right.
can go look in front of my house right now and you'll see her car. I was like, bro, please.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to be kidding me. Yes. Now,
Let's get wild.
it's a wild world we live in. Don't believe us? You obviously haven't spent any time on the internet. What's even more scary are some of the questions we've come across from others seeking advice. Luckily for them, we're here to be their guides. This week's question is, have you ever handled business from a picture of a woman you're just talking to?
Uh, handle business? Nah, I don't think so.
From a picture of a woman that I'm
Mm.
just talking to?
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm.
I mean, obviously not at this point. I'm like, I've been
I know. I'm
in
thinking
a
back. This
relationship
is
for how long? Like, this is like I can't be talking to anybody if I'm trying to be
exactly.
breathing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to be breathing. Facts.
But I'm trying to think if I
That's
ever did that in the
it's got to be a
past.
strong picture. Like, what
Oh,
kind of picture you sending me?
for real, like, are we talking about a dude or are we talking about like the
The
jail
album of
pose?
blues? What are we? A jail pose.
This is gonna be a strong picture. I'm just saying, like, for real.
Gotta be a professional
This is
looking or something.
definitely not gonna be like no school picture. That's what I'm thinking about. It's a school picture. Like that headshot with I guess that's not right.
No.
Oh, what kind of picture are we talking about?
Yeah, we need some clarification.
And on that note, we're going to end the show here. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Two Studs in a Pod. Wonder what Two Studs life is like behind the scenes? Follow Meech on IG at the Homie Meech and on Twitter at Homie Meech, and myself at its.me.blaze on IG and it's me Blaze 2 on Twitter for a personal look into our lives as super terrific Uber dykes. Got a question only a stud can answer? Email us at twostudsinapod@gmail.com. That's TWO studsinapod@gmail.com for our best studly advice. Don't forget to check out our site at twostudsinapod.com where you can find our latest episodes and more. We're also proud to announce that Two Studs in a Pod is now available on iHeart and YouTube. Can't find us on your favorite app for podcast? Let us know. Gratitude is always an attitude, so we want to say thank you for lending us your ear.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Bye-byes. In different languages anymore.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Adios. Peace out.